This is Crime Alley Comics, and I'm very excited to bring you some cool news tonight. Some stuff that I've had a really good week as far as picking up some stuff, and I've got quite a few things to show you guys tonight, so I'll get started with that. But before I get started showing you things, I just want to mention on several occasions I have mentioned that I like to restore Corgi Batmobiles. It's just, I love doing it. I love doing it. But I haven't done one for quite a while. I have several that I've restored, and I've got a video that I done about a year and a half ago that happens to be my top viewed video, which is the 6 versions of the Corgi Batmobile. And so I've mentioned on several occasions that I want to restore another Corgi Batmobile and kind of walk you guys through it, do a tutorial video or whatever you want to call it, showing how I restore the Batmobiles. So I've been on the hunt now for several months and just not really finding exactly what I wanted or in the price range that I wanted. But now I have. So really excited to show you guys the 2 Batmobiles that I got. 2 came in this set, or in this lot that I bought off eBay, and I got them for a really good price. And it's 2 different versions. The first one is, I think it's either a version 1 or a version 2, because the version 1 and version 2 had basically the same characteristics. So there were differences, but there was like several differences that you could get. Like on the nose of the car, there's the 2 nostrils on the front of the car, and in some cases they might both be open. In other cases, just one of them's open and the other one's filled. You know, just different little quirks like that. But you have that throughout all the versions. But the first and second version did not have the tow hook, and the version 3 did have a tow hook. So one of these has the tow hook and the other one does not. So one without the tow hook is either a version 1 or version 2. I haven't had a chance to really check it that close yet. And the other one is a version 3, I do believe. Both of them have the flame that actually moves. After the 3rd version, I think they quit making the ones with the moving flame in the back. So both of these have the functioning flame. And so anyway, I want to show you guys those. And another couple of things that I picked up, and several books that I picked up that I want to show you guys tonight. So I'm really excited to show you guys these Batmobiles because I can't wait to get started on them. One thing I forgot to mention, so I'll be sticking this part of the video in somewhere because when I was recording I forgot to say it. But anyway, one thing I forgot to mention was I said my video was for the 6 versions of the Corgi Batmobile. After I made that video, not too awful long, I guess, probably after I made that video a year and a half ago or whatever it's been, I found out there is actually a 7th Batmobile, a 7th version. And I wasn't aware of that when I done the original 6 versions of Corgi Batmobile. There is a 7th. I do not have it. So I'm on the search for the 7th Corgi Batmobile. And it is... well, it's not the actual 7th version. I think it's maybe the 6th version. But it's one of the newer versions with the silver wheels. It has either a purple canopy or a clear canopy. And then there's some other, parts of it that are similar to the number 5 and the number 7 or whatever. But anyway, they actually, if you go to the Corgi Batmobile, information website, they actually have the 7th one on there now. So So yeah, it's like, dang, now I've got to buy another one because I no longer have what I thought was a full set of every version that they made. They also have on that website, they have now added the prototype Batmobile that was made before Corgi actually started putting them into production. And they have a special edition gold version that they show of the Corgi Batmobile on there as well. That website is awesome. It's got a lot of great information. So anyway, I am on the hunt for the 7th version of the Corgi Batmobile with either purple or clear windshields. Now, there were purple and clear windshields in other versions too, so it makes it very difficult to find out what the difference, or you know, whether it's actually a 4th version, 5th version, 6th version, whatever. But if I remember correctly, and I'm going by memory now, so that could be a problem. So this one on the bottom, it'll say on, if you're looking at the bottom of the car, you know, the bottom of the car has, let me show you. The bottom of the car has Batman embossed into the bottom of the car. And then down at the bottom, and I don't know how well you can see this, it says Batman and Batmobile. There you go. It says Batman right below that box, and then it says Batmobile. Well, on this other version, I believe that one had national periodicals below where it said Batmobile. So they had Batmobile in smaller letters, and it said National Periodicals publication or something like that underneath where it says Batmobile. So I think that was the other difference. Anyway, I just wanted to throw this into the video real quick. And just made it that much longer. So sorry about that. The first one up is this one here. And as you can see, there's no front axle in this one. But it's really interesting that the windshield on this one is actually in pretty good shape. There's no cracks or chips or chunks out of it. Usually there's chunks missing from them. So, and these have the long points on the wing. I don't know if I can, yeah. There you go, I think. So anyway, these have the long points on the wings. They have the red bat wheels. And like I said, the flame moves in and out on these. If I'd move it a little slower, you could see that a little better. And then the chain slicer on this one doesn't catch. So when I have that all apart, I'll be able to fix that. But you know, the rocket launcher is intact. Naturally, the antenna is missing from it, and it needs a front axle. But other than that, this one's actually in really good shape. Even the tips on it are not. This one's bent just slightly. I don't know if you can see that right there. Let's see if that's, if I can get it to focus. Come on. I really don't like this camera. I have such a hard time getting it to focus. Let's try this. Being a real pain. Anyway, let me back it up. Maybe you can see it there. Anyway, you can see that this one on this side is bent in slightly, but not real bad. And so that's one. And this is the second one. This one here, as you can see, the windshield's all busted off of it, which is fine. I can get a replacement windshield for it. But this one does have the tow hook. And if I can get this to work, if I can get it where you can see it, the flame does move in and out on this one as well. But both of them's going to need a new set of tires. The tires are like rock hard. They are flat. They are just disgusting. So, so anyway, so actually, the chain slicer, it works. Well, if I can get up here where you can see it. The chain slicer does work on this one, but the pin doesn't come up very well. Evidently, it's not been used for quite some time, and it's very hard to get it to, but it does latch. That one just needs some cleanup. This one, the rocket launcher is looks like they've been cut off. They're in pretty bad shape. But anyway, that one's you know, it's pretty. I mean, the body's good on it. The tips on this one in the back are bent more than the other one was. Yeah, you can kind of see that there now. Maybe. So anyway, I have 2 to restore. So I will be doing a video when I get started on it. I will do a video, you know, from the beginning, from drilling out the rivets and taking it all apart and stripping the paint, you know, the whole bit. I'll go through that whole thing as I restore those. I'm really looking forward to it. I hope I can start doing that fairly soon, because I really want to. I really want to get. It's probably been 5 or 6 years since I've restored one, and I really miss doing that because it's a lot of fun. So I already have some parts for one of these, but I do have some parts to pick up before I can go back together with it. So I don't think I have a windshield. The canopy, I don't have a canopy. I do have one of the beacons that goes on the top here. So this one's in good shape, so I won't have to replace that one. But this other one, of course, a lot of that's missing off the top of that one. But anyway, and I may pick up some. I can purchase, you know, the Batman and Robin figures that go in them and so on. So yeah, I'll probably be starting to pick things up to restore them with soon. But that won't keep me from taking them apart. So as I start doing that, I will videotape that so you guys can see what fun I have when I restore these. Another thing I wanted to show you, and I am amazed at this. I picked this up at Walmart. My son called me Saturday night, I believe it was. Oh, anyway, he called me one night. Me and my wife were, no, yeah, it was Saturday night, because that's when we went out for Valentine's Day. My son called me. Me and my wife were across the street from the Walmart he was in having supper, and he called me and he said, "Dad, you're not gonna believe what they have at Walmart." I was like, "Okay, what is it?" So he sent me a picture of it, and it was an 18-inch Robbie the Robot for less than $20, and this thing is just absolutely awesome. He is so cool, and he's got a little button right here you can push.
Welcome to Al Fair Board, gentlemen. I am to transport you to the residence.
Isn't that special? I absolutely love this. You don't see Robbie the Robot out very often. You know, there's been a couple of times. I think Diamond Select had the Lost in Space robot, the B9 robot, and then I don't remember if it was, I forget who made the one that I have over on the shelf of the Lost in Space robot, but that came out back in the 90s, and then Diamond Select came out with one, I don't know, maybe 10 years ago, and maybe it's not even been that long. But you never see Robbie the Robot, and especially one that talks, and this one also walks and rotates and does, you know, does the whole thing. And Forbidden Planet's one of my favorite sci-fi movies, so when he told me they had that over there for $20, it's like, I gotta go over and get it. So as soon as we got done eating, we ran over there and picked that up before we done anything else. So that's that. Okay. Hang on just a second. There's something else I want to show you. I don't know how many of you guys collect Hot Wheels. As you know, I collect a lot of Hot Wheels Batmobiles. That's the biggest thing I collect in Hot Wheels. Excuse me. So, I don't remember. I think I was in I was in Walgreens the other night, and they had 4 of the animated series Batwing Hot Wheels. So I picked up every single one of those, and then I found a couple more someplace. I think maybe Walmart. No, it wasn't Walmart. It was Dollar General. Dollar General had a couple of these, so I had to pick those up. So I was really excited about that. Now, I've been ever since I saw the Swamp Thing #7, and that's the first appearance of Batman in a Swamp Thing comic. I've been wanting one for a long time. Well, I was in my LCS, in one of my LCSs in Fort Wayne. I don't know, must have been a couple weeks ago, and they actually had one, but they wanted $35 for it. I'm like, no, I don't want it that bad. So I got on eBay, and I found one for $14 that's actually in better shape than the one that they had at the LCS. So it's a very nice copy. I'm really happy to have found this. Swamp Thing #7. First appearance of Batman in a Swamp Thing comic book. 20 center. Love those 20 centers. Okay, so I got that on eBay. Well, while we were out Saturday, I had to go to Frankie D's flea market and look through their comic books, right? He had a box over there that had, Silver Age, Bronze Age in this one section. It's like, I've not really went through those too many times. Well, guess what I found there? Another one. And I think he had $14 on this, but they was having a 25% off sale. So I got it much cheaper than that. So now I have 2 copies of it. And this one's pretty nice, but I think this one's a little nicer. The staples and stuff on this one's a little nicer, but the actual cover, the one I got from eBay, the cover has a couple of creases, just little creases on the corner that are color breaking. The one I got at Frankie D's doesn't have any color breaking bends or any bends at all, and really sharp corners. So yeah, I was really happy to get those. Very happy to get those. Now, some of the stuff I did pick up at the LCS. Batman and the Outsiders #10. Ra's al Ghul Triumphant. That is a Tyler Kirkham cover right there. Alright. I also picked up Batman Pennyworth Rest in Peace. This is #1. I believe it's #1. Oh, yeah, there it is up in the corner. Yes. Very neat comic. Very glad to get that. And I picked up, I don't know what you guys call this, but I call it Ruby. It's RWBY. And it doesn't have any periods between the letters or anything, so I just call it Ruby. And as you know, that's most of those are art germ covers. So this is #5. Yeah, #5. Very nice art germ cover. And on these look more, I mean, his style has some anime attributes to it, but this one really does. If you look at the face on this one, she really has the anime attributes, and as well as her costume and stuff, you know. But it's pretty cool. I'm not a big anime fan, but I do love Artgerm's work. So this book is the Batman Grave #5, and I think. I forget now who did the cover on this one, but very cool cover. I like that depiction of Batman. This is, yeah, #5. Okay. And of course, I had to get Batman versus Ra's al Ghul #4. Neal Adams awesomeness. Had to have that. Had to have. If I didn't get anything else, I would have got that. And then I got the dollar comic of Batman #386. I do have a copy of the original. You know, the real copy, I guess I should say. But I picked up a couple of these. Detective Comics Annual #3. Kind of an interesting cover. One man's worth. Oh, I ended up with 2 of these because I had ordered one from Midtown Comics, and I thought I didn't think I had ordered this, so I ended up buying another one at the LCS. Now, had to have this. Absolutely had to have this. They come out with the Valentine's Day Star Trek comics from IDW. This was the variant cover of Star Trek Year 5. You see up the top here, it's got the little heart for Valentine's Day. And then down here, it says, Your Valentine. I have been and always shall be your Valentine. And if anybody is a big Star Trek fan, I'm sure you understand what that means, because in the movie when Spock's dying, he says, I have been and always shall be your friend. And this one says, I will be your Valentine. So anyway, I thought that was a really cool cover. So picked that one up. And they also had another cover of Star Trek Year 5 for Valentine's Day. This is another Valentine's Day special with Captain Kirk, which also has the little heart at the top, and then down here at the bottom underneath the ship it says Valentine's Day Special. So that's a really cool book. Just some really neat stuff come out in February. Now this one here, this is a few months older, but I didn't get it when it came out, and Midtown Comics had it on special for like 40% off or 60% off. I forget now, but I got it really cheap. New Mutants #1. It is #1, yeah. Artgerm cover. Beautiful, beautiful cover. Still got a lot more to look at. Collector Comics, Dollar Comics, Detective Comics #554. And this here is just an awesome cover. Batman #88. Just absolutely love this cover. The bat, the cat, and the penguin. Get the glare off of it so you can see the beauty. The beauty of it all. Very cool cover. Now, that's the stuff I got from my LCS and Midtown Comics. Now, Frankie D's. This is more stuff that I got from Frankie D's. Well, wait a minute. I forgot about this one. I also got the facsimile of Wolverine #1. Had to get that one in there. Okay, so Frankie D's. These are the books from Frankie D's. This is Batman Orphans #1. Very cool cover. And Batman Orphans #2. This is a Barbary Velasco cover. Say that 10 times fast. And these were dollar comics that I got 25% off of as well. Actually, well, yeah, those two came in a pack because now the guy, 95% of his comic books are $1. But he's now putting stuff up on the walls that'll have 2 books in it for $2. And in some cases it's 2 books for $3. But anyway, so it's still $1 a piece. And then 25% off that. Batman 490. I think I already had a copy of this, but I got it anyway. Detective Comics 22. I did not have this, and I love this cover. The Wrath of Batman. I need to move my microphone a little closer. Yeah, I really like that cover. Like the colors in it and so on. Batman Gotham Adventures #52. I don't have a lot of the Batman Gotham Adventures. I have a lot of the Batman animated series comic books, but not the Gotham Adventures. This was 52. So, and all these books are in really good shape. They're really nice. This one's nice and white. I really like white covers just because, you know, if they have been mishandled or whatever, they're usually not that white, so you can tell really well on those if they've gotten dirty or not. But Night's End Part 1. This is Batman #509. And I did have another one of these. House of Mystery #281. This is a really neat cover in the boxing ring, and this one really reminds me of the Neil Adams Superman versus Muhammad Ali comic. So I mean, this, I don't know that this is necessarily an homage to that, but it really reminds me of that. So that was more the reason I got it than anything. And I got this Tales from the Crypt #2. I just love the way they do Tales from the Crypt covers. Now this is an odd one, but I got it because it's just a neat cover. Justice League versus Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. I can't remember this guy's name, but this is Brainiac, I'm pretty sure. I haven't looked inside the book yet, but I want to say, I think that's Brainiac on the left side. And I can't think of the guy's name from the Power Rangers, but I remember him being in the early Power Rangers TV show because My kids watch that all the time. So, Brave and the Bold, number 165. This is a really nice book as well. Very happy to add that to the Brave and the Bold collection, because I am trying to get as many of the Brave and Bold as I can. I don't have a lot of them. I do have quite a few, but I don't have a lot of them. So I'm probably much less than halfway to having the whole collection. They had this DC versus Marvel Comics, number 1. Had to have that. That's pretty awesome. Now, if you remember back several videos, I had made the comment that when that new booth came to Frankie D's, I found a ton of Artgerm covers. Well, they did not disappoint when I went Saturday, because they had this Justice League of America one-shot 80-page giant done by Artgerm. And they had the Great 10, number 1 Artgerm cover. Number 2 Artgerm cover. Number 3 Artgerm cover. Number 5 Artgerm cover. Number 6, and this one I think this one's really neat, Artgerm cover. Number 7 Artgerm cover. Number 8 Artgerm cover. And then so they didn't have number 4, number 9, and number 10. So I've got to get those 3 yet. And then I picked up this Batman Superman number 13. I already had this cover, but I just love the split Batman and Superman cover. And so I thought, well, this one looks like it is at least as good as the one I have, maybe a little better. And it's pretty much equal. So that is the awesome books I got. Now, something else I got, and this came from Frankie D's as well, and it was also 25% off. This guy had about 10 or 15 Treasury editions, and they had this Superman versus Flash. This is C48, I believe. Yeah, C48. The Race of Superman and the Flash. Which, of course, that would be Superman 199 as the comic book that came out in, which I'm also looking for, by the way, if anybody happens to have it and want to get rid of it cheap. So yeah, and this book is in really nice shape, and all of these were $15. This is the only one I bought of the Treasury editions, but you know, if they still have any when I go back, I'll probably pick up some others. But pretty much all they had was the Superman Treasury edition. They had they didn't have, you know, like Superman number 1 Treasury edition, but they had one of the early like 50s versions of Superman. They had the Christopher Reeve Superman. It's a black cover with Christopher Reeve as Superman on the front. They had that one, and they had two or three of some of them, but they just had different Supermans. They only had this one of this one, so had to have that. Had to have it for 15 bucks. I've never seen that book anywhere for 15 bucks. I've seen it for 35 and 40, but never 15. So I had to have that. Oh my goodness, is there anything else? I'm probably forgetting something because there was just so much stuff. The robot, the Batwing. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it for tonight. Yeah, I've been talking way too long, 31 minutes. So anyway, I'll cut this off now. But anyway, I just wanted to show you some of the really interesting things I was blessed to find this week. I am very grateful when I find stuff like this. It's just like, thank you, Lord, for leading me to some places that I could get some good deals on some really cool stuff that I really love. And the two Batmobiles, I don't think I told you this, but the two Batmobiles, I only paid $19 for the pair. That was total. Shipping and everything. It's like $19.07 or something like that. So anyway, I got a great deal on those because I can't buy one of these for the most part, especially the older versions. I usually can't find them for less than 30 or 40 bucks anyway. And I mean, if you find one that the windshield is intact, like on this one, even though it doesn't have an axle, you'll find these for, you won't find one for hardly under $45 on eBay or anywhere else that I've looked. But like I said, this one here, everything's intact. And the thing that I always look for on these is the points being fairly straight. I will attempt to straighten these that are bent. Sometimes you have an issue with them snapping off, so I've got to be very careful. I'll probably heat them up some, and I'll probably wait till I get the bodies apart, so none of the plastic is close to where I'm heating and stuff. So, but I do want to try to straighten that back out. The other one is bent worse, and one of them's bent at about a 30-degree angle, so it's got a decent bend in it, but it's there. So I'm hoping that I can get that to straighten out. But I'm really looking forward to getting to work on those. Okay, I'm sorry. Let me get off of here now and let you guys get back to your life. I truly do appreciate everybody who is watching this video right now, and good things to come, because like I said, I want to do a video while I'm restoring those cars so that you guys get an idea. I know there's other videos out there on YouTube where people are restoring Batmobiles and so on, and everybody does things a little bit different. I'm actually going to try a couple of new techniques on these. I've never used the caustic soda before to actually remove paint. So when I take these apart, I'm going to use the caustic acid, caustic soda, lye, if you will, because that's basically what it is, what they put into lye soap. As soon as I can find some of it, that is. But I want to try that out because that's some really neat stuff. And it comes in a powder form, and you mix it with, hot water, and then you just drop you drop the part in there. Put your hot water in there and sprinkle this stuff right on top of the car, and it just boils the paint away. It's really cool to watch. So I got to try to pick me up some caustic soda to do that with, because I've not experimented with that, and I like doing experiments with things that are not safe sometimes. So we'll see how that turns out. Anyway, I will let you guys go. Again, thank you very much for watching my videos. Thank you for subscribing, commenting, and if you're not subscribed, I would really appreciate if you would subscribe to my channel. Another thing I was talking about that I wanted to do is do a video while I'm building that Munsters model. And so when I get started on that, I will also do a video on that and show progress with that, because that's a lot of fun too. Okay, that's enough. Everybody have a great week. Probably won't get this up tonight, so tonight it's Thursday, so I'll probably get it up Friday when I get home from work. So everybody have a great night, have a great day tomorrow, and have a great weekend, and God bless.